This is Wayne Williams from Grabanothergear Sessions podcast from the archives, fourth in a series of journal and articles that I wrote back in 2001 and in the beginning of 2002. This fourth series is called The Balancing Act. It's easy to become out of balance in business. Sadly, it often takes personal, business, and or public calamities to get us working on establishing a workable balance. I've never been one to focus much on the past. I've been able to celebrate success or take my licks, pick myself up and move on without much reflection or introspection. 2001 was entirely different. As I've talked with fellow CEOs, they agree. What we saw and experienced last year will change forever how we view things and how we live. To move forward without considering what has happened and its impact on every aspect of our lives is, at the very least, foolhardy and certainly a waste of a great learning opportunity. Most CEOs believe that ultimately success and failure lie completely within our power. But 2001 proved that wrong, demonstrating that circumstances beyond our control can tear apart our closely held beliefs, challenging our leadership skills and capabilities, and force us to question our reactions and decisions. For me, the unthinkable happened in two areas. First, my business plans for growth, profits, and going public went up in smoke when all the behaviors I had grown to believe and accept in our industry suddenly stopped. And secondly, the United States, a free nation with little concern for terrorism within our borders, was torn by unimaginable acts of violence. These unnerving, disturbing events made it clear to me how important it is to reflect on, ground myself in, and finding balance among the four areas of my life most important to me: faith, family, friends, and business. Faith. My faith is the basis for everything I do. It comes first. It strengthens me in my relationships and helps me make the best decisions I can in every area of my life, including business. With the economic success we saw in the 1990s, many leaders seem to have had little time to develop a stronger faith. I admit that during the years our company was growing well, my eyes often drifted to the successes of the world rather than what I needed to do to keep my faith strong and focus on my Lord. But after 9/11, people who had never believed in God before made room for him. And for me, even before that, focusing on God helped in dealing with all the turmoil of 2001. Family. My family endured a lot of adversity over the past year. Relationships at times were awkward and strained. I laid off my mother-in-law during our second reduction and my brother-in-law in the last. I trusted my managers to keep the people they felt were critical, even at the expense of my family. I didn't make the decision to lay them off, but I did have the responsibility to be the messenger. It was a tough thing to do, but in the end, we grew closer and stronger. I learned last year that my family is there for me no matter what. I believe in talking about the challenges of business with my wife and our 3 children. This includes encouraging them to ask me the why question. I know the experience of Telex ups and downs will leave a very strong mark on our lives. I talk with my wife about everything. She has supported me in so many ways. I can honestly say that communicating with her about the joy and the pain I've experienced at work has created the greatest area of growth in our marriage of over 18 years. In order to help our kids understand why things were changing in the Williams house, we held a family meeting. My wife explained what could happen to our business if the economy and the company continued to slip. Our 8-year-old daughter asked in tears, "You mean we could lose our house?" The 15-year-old jumped in and said that my wife and I really wanted our children to know we don't have to have this house to be a family. I was thankful for the adversity because it helped us grow closer as a family. Friendships. For many reasons, not the least of which was the quiet period during which I was restricted from sharing business information with anyone outside the company, my friendships took a back seat during Telex's period of growth. The exhaustion of 18-hour days and the fact that business became almost the total focus of my life during that period meant I really related to the saying, "It's lonely at the top." I realized at the same time I needed the support and understanding of friends. It was hard to find the time and commitment to reach out to them. At lunch one day, a friend I hadn't seen for months said, "Let's get together more often. Remember who your friends are." Ouch, that hurt. I hadn't forgotten. I just hadn't made the effort to include them in my life. During the downturn, I was able to invest in friendships. I've been moving from the vague, let's get together for lunch sometime, to the intentional, let's plan lunch now. Also during this time, I was touched by many friends who called and encouraged me. And in the midst of it, I decided to call others and encourage them as well, because let's face it, I was not the only one struggling. Business. Intellect is very important to me and my family. Its impact to many lives, and I feel an enormous responsibility for its success. But I believe my effectiveness as a leader is compromised when my work becomes my life. Some days it happens. It can't be helped. But I know I'm not the only one who has noticed how people's priorities changed after September 11th. It's like someone once said, isn't it ironic that he didn't have time to prevent a heart attack, but when he had time to heal from it? Balancing business with other aspects of my life is about constantly being alert to the time and the attention I'm giving the business and juggling priorities at work. It is so easy for the business to get gobbled up a CEO's life. What I realized through this is that with work, just like with my faith, I need to invest, learn, and trust. Just like with family, I need to know, relate, teach, and communicate. Just like with friends, I need to make creating great relationships with my team and our employees a priority. Last year provided valuable lessons for me, but struggling to balance the relationships of my faith, family, friends, and business has allowed me to grow in every aspect of my life, live through the upheaval, and come out feeling hopeful about the future. I only have one fear now. Will I forget? It's been Wayne Williams with Grabanothergear Sessions podcast from the archives, and that was Article 4. Thank you for listening to the Grabanothergear Sessions. Join me next session for more stories and experiences that may help you overcome your next challenge.